The package comes with 3-piece speaker system with 2 satellite speakers and subwoofer, 2-inch magnetically shielded satellite speaker, 5.25-inch subwoofer, acoustic balanced wood cabinet subwoofer, desktop control pod control powers, volume and bass, and has headphone jack and auxiliary input, and MP3 cradle. This is what Acoustics says about their speaker. Bombastic and in your face. The CA-3602 is a 2.1 speaker system that brings your ears to submission with its thunderous bass performance. Housed in an acoustically balanced wood cabinet, the CA-3602 subwoofer instills a solid, deep audible experience no matter what you're listening to. The separate control port turns the speaker on and off while supporting an LED power indicator. The pod also allows volume levels for the satellites and bass control for the subwoofer to be adjusted with the swipe of your finger. The pod houses a convenient headphone jack and auxiliary input for easy access. This is a quote from one of the buyers that bought this speaker. I have yet to find a system better than this that was under $150. The speakers are simply remarkable. What's up guys, in this video I'm going to be reviewing the speaker. The speakers are Acoustics 3602. Now you might be asking to yourself, why did I show you or tell you all this stuff before? The reason I told you is because that's what I think about the speaker 100%. The speakers are simply amazing. The speakers are loud and the basses kick ass. The speaker should definitely fill your whole house with amazing sound. The control port lets you control the sound, the bass, and the power from your desk. If you're looking for a speaker that's under $50, this is the best speaker out there. I looked at Amazon trying to see if there's any other speaker under $50 that has that high rated review. This is pretty much the only one. If you're looking to buy a speaker that's actually good, you don't really have any option besides this. Like any other product, the speaker also has an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage of the speaker and the disadvantage of the speaker is the 3.5mm jack. With the 3.5mm jack, you could hook it up to a iPod, any MP3 player, anything that supports 3.5mm, which is practically everything, including the computer. And that's also the disadvantage of the speaker. Because of the 3.5mm, you're not looking at digital audio. Depending on the sound card that you have in your computer, the sound could be amazing or terrible. It depends on your sound card on your computer. You could buy an external sound card, but the cheapest one that's actually good that you could buy is about $10. One more thing that I observed from 3.5mm speaker is over time, the speaker gets other frequency besides the audio file from computer. I have owned several 3.5mm speaker in my lifetime, and what I noticed is over time you get other frequency. The reason that you get other frequency, I think, is because of the metal. When the metal is exposed for a long time, somehow it gets more other frequency than the computer. This might be a pure speculation, but it's one of the observations that I made. One more thing that made me want to buy this speaker is the 2 separate auxiliary jack. Not really auxiliary jack, one 3.5mm jack goes to the computer, and there is a separate auxiliary jack on the control pod. So you could have your iPod hooked up to that auxiliary jack while it's connected to your computer. So what happens is when you connect the auxiliary jack on the control pod, the sound stops from the computer, so you could listen to the iPod, and when it's not on, the sound will go from the computer, which is a pretty nifty thing. One more thing that I forgot to mention is if you don't like the subwoofer, you could put the subwoofer somewhere else. Instead, you could use the speaker just itself. Just connect the speaker to the computer. You don't even have to have power. It will work.